About 600 million odd Africans are without electricity, and energy experts and ministers that took part in the three-day Africa Energy Indaba have appealed for more cooperation among African countries in bringing solutions to the energy crisis. The 2023 Africa Energy Indaba began its full physical interactions at a time when African countries like South Africa are inundated with different voices purporting to address the energy crisis. Most believe the South African government should be able to cut through the noise and decide what's best.
You need a suite of interventions, and some of them you started before. You have to intensify them. On the demand side, I remember with the days of Dupo Peters, we were driving energy efficiency for industries, for mining sectors. In other words, demand side management. Second, there was a time, again, in that administration, you were also driving green growth, looking at energy interventions across your economy, making those energy uses more efficient, managing demand there as well. But it was that era again that you expanded your renewable energy sources. You did a lot of policy innovations on auction markets and so on that many countries are copying. But it means now you got to scale them. You got to scale them more. So you must diversify your sources.
The countries engaged in thematic sessions calling for the revival of the African economy that has been bleeding due to the energy instability.
I just want to encourage our investors to come into Zimbabwe and partner with us in terms of energy project development. We do have vast resources in terms of renewables, plenty of solar, plenty of wind, plenty of small hydro projects that can actually be developed in Zimbabwe. So we are actually encouraging investors to come into Zimbabwe and partner. We do have almost about 2,000 megawatts of licensed projects that are waiting for partnerships to actually be developed and be commissioned. And we are not only looking at Zimbabwe as the only market for this energy, but because of the centrality of Zimbabwe, we are also looking at the export market because we are already interconnected with the Southern African power pool.
Other countries have shared lessons on how they are faring in their respective countries.
Uganda is a bit of in a unique space in the electricity supply industry, in the energy sector. First is that we have more than 90% hydro power generation, which is considered clean and renewable. We have adequate generation of electricity, which also supports the power supply security and reliability. We are also a country that have a viable electricity supply industry with the distribution and transmission and system operator being financially viable. But also that said, we are faced with a lot of opportunities. Our access to clean energy is at 57%, meaning the other 43% of the country is waiting for access to clean energy.
South Africa has a new Minister of Electricity, and delegates are hopeful that this will see the country finally getting it right in doing away with the rolling blackouts. The delegates say solutions are there, stressing that funding those solutions will be crucial.
The reason why we find the finances difficult is because the risk which is perceived of investing in Africa is seen as too high. And what we have to work on is reducing that risk in order to draw in the finance. Because I think the finance is available on a global scale, but at the moment it doesn't come to us because for a variety of reasons in Africa we aren't making it attractive for foreign investors to put their money here.
It's back to the drawing board for the about 8 countries that took part in the 2023 Africa Energy Indaba, a quest for short to long-term solutions. Many have backed the use of coal alongside other cleaner alternative energy, but resolute that this must not be another talk shop that will further compromise economic activity for these countries and their growth. Katlego Lohodi, SABC News, Cape Town.